We as the ANC can confirm that the NDC has taken a decision to temporarily suspend Comrade Julius Malema with a view to investigate new charges against him based on the comments he made when he was addressing a meeting at Wits University. Well, there are conditions attached to the temporary suspension that during the suspension, may not continue playing the role as the president of the ANC Youth League. He cannot attend any C meetings of the ANC, and he cannot also participate as a member of the PEC in Limpopo. He may not be involved in ANC meetings and activities.
A year later, the writing was on the wall for the firebrand leader who was expelled from the ANC Youth League.
The reason I'm not shocked or disappointed is because what they are telling us now is what I've been expecting. And their newspaper reported today in the morning that we are going to be expelled, and it became the reality.
A movement expert says the ANC fumbled.
And I think the expulsion from the ANC was a very unwise move. You will recall that Malema voiced his difference and in fact opposition to the decision by the ANC to expel.
In July 2013, the Red Berets were born, formed by Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu, a political movement said to bring radical change to the political arena and one that would advocate for the economic emancipation of South Africans. The party's policies are based on 7 non-negotiable pillars, which include expropriation of land without compensation for equal redistribution and the nationalization of mines, banks and other strategic sectors of the economy without compensation, amongst others.
In the immediate, we have taken a decision to form a political party which will be called Economic Freedom Fighters. That party will exist everywhere else in South Africa and will advocate for, amongst others, expropriation of land without compensation, nationalization of mines, quality education, healthcare, housing, and sanitation.
Malema, who cut his teeth into politics at a young age, has been described as a relentless leader, but the question is, will he and his party stand the test of time?
So that background of Malema, it's important, however, to note that he's a formidable leader. There's no doubt about it. You know, he's quick to think on his feet, very dynamic leader, young still, but showed, amazing prospects for leadership at a young age, and especially which is why and how he became ANC Youth League president. But, those sketches of the past, as important as they are, have been overtaken in a very, very drastic way.
The party contested its first national elections in 2014 and gained 6.35% of the votes, resulting in 25 seats in parliament. Since then, the EFF has been on an upward trajectory at the polls and was even the third largest party in parliament. It brought vibrancy to parliament and prides itself on putting the land question back on the national agenda. It managed to champion the insourcing of workers at some institutions of higher learning, amongst other achievements. By the time the party celebrated 10 years of its existence, it boasted of 1 million members. The expectation was for the party to grow at the polls, but with the advent of the uMkhonto weSizwe party, that was not the case.
You'll recall last year they celebrated the 10th anniversary of their founding, and how it went so well at this FNB Stadium, massive turnout and performance there. I had suspected that they would do well in the 2024 29th May elections, but to my surprise, they dropped, their performance in that election was really a big surprise to me. I had thought that they would go from 10, 11% to 15, even perhaps reaching 20%. So it was very surprising and disappointing to see that they had actually been supplanted, by the MK party, and which is the biggest surprise of South African politics and the new buzz, since Jacob Zuma formed uMkhonto weSizwe party, which took place founding conference last year, and did remarkably, incredibly well to beat the EFF.
Since the exit of its former deputy president, Floyd Shivambu, earlier this year, a number of other leaders have followed suit and joined the MK party, something Malema hinted. The party concedes that it is facing political turbulence, but it believes it will bounce back.
The EFF is alive. The EFF exists everywhere. No one can kill the EFF. You members are the only people who can kill the EFF. Even Julius Malema can never kill the EFF. The EFF belongs to you, the members of the EFF. It is not a spaza shop of the Malema family. It's not an inheritance of Ratana. It is your organization. You own this organization. You will decide what is going to happen to the future of this organization.
A thought Dr. Harvey differs with.
Even if he retains his presidency, I don't think Malema will be able to resuscitate the kind of support that he enjoyed while he was at the helm of the EFF, when the EFF, very importantly, was riding the crest of the wave of youth militancy, refashioning South African politics, contesting the ANC, going for seizing power in this country, him becoming the future president of this country, and designing a new dispensation, for South Africa. That was how ambitious EFF and Malema was. I think that is all now water under the bridge, really. The more I think about it, despite and contrary to his rhetoric and his arrogance in his interviews with the media, I am convinced, I might be proven wrong, but I don't think Malema will recover, certainly not easily, from the very powerful position Julius Malema occupied in South African politics, for long.
As the party heads to its third National People's Assembly and plans for its future, Malema has this to say for the party's doomsayers.
The EFF is here to stay. We are not going anywhere. There is no South African politics without the EFF. When you talk politics, you must know synonym of politics is EFF, because there can never be an imagination of politics without the EFF in South Africa. So for skitchy, so for skitchy, Kichima, uMkhonto Alliance.
Natasha Piri, SABC News, Johannesburg.